Perfect. Yep. So it's being recorded. We're going to talk about everything about the strategy, why I take the trade, what I see in the market, and everything like that. Okay. So, and before I start as well, I really want you guys to understand this. If you don't understand in the mornings why I take a trade, and you're blindly following me in the mornings, like, I would just joined you for 2 days ago, or I've been with you for a month, or I've been with you for 3 weeks. I'm still learning your aspect, but you know what? I'm just in trade. I don't really know what you're doing or how you're doing it, but you're in. Okay, let me just hit that buy or hit that sell. And to be truly transparent with you guys, me doing the live tradings isn't for you guys to truly copy me, but to understand what I'm doing, to learn, and then once you agree with why I do it, then you follow me with the trade, right? You'll never be successful in the long term if you guys don't truly understand what is happening with the market and you're blindly relying on me, right? So you might catch a win here and there, right? But you'll never build the confidence, discipline, and independence the real trader has, okay? So I just wanted to throw that out there. Again, I'm not saying don't copy me, right? But I'm saying copy me with the aspect of you understand why I'm taking the trade, okay? So my goal today is simple for you guys. I want you to understand how I take my trades, why I take the trades I take, and how to start thinking like I do. So that when you see a setup, if it's with me or if it's without me, or even if I'm on the live and I don't take it and you might see it, you execute it without hesitation, okay? You don't ask, is Will in yet? Wait, are you in? Where'd you stop, right? Usually like, oh yeah, Will's in because he's doing that, and that. I get it. And obviously it's not going to take you a day, a week, a month, or 2 months to truly get that, but you have to start somewhere, okay? So you already know why I would or wouldn't be in a trade. So number one, the problem, blind following. Okay, we're going to talk about that, all right? I see it happen every morning. I really do. I take a trade, and instantly half of you guys hit buy or sell, okay? And for sometimes it works, and then sometimes it does. I know somebody in the comments, says, wait, how is I've been red every single day this week from trading with Will's trades? How are some of you guys green and some of you guys red? Doesn't make sense. How am I green every single day this week and then some of you guys are red, right? Because you're not following the plan, you're just following me, all right? And that can be dangerous, I want you guys to watch structure. I want you to watch reaction to levels. How am I? So sometimes it's good to just watch me. Be like, hey, you know what, Will? I'm up $400 or $500 this week. I'm not going to trade. I'm just going to watch you trade. I'm going to see why you're taking it. Okay, I haven't posted my live trading yet. I'm actually still editing the video. It will be uploaded probably later this evening, so you guys can watch the trade that I made today. But I want you guys to watch, react, and anticipate, right? The trade that we took earlier today, that one that was a winner, I anticipated what the market was doing. And that obviously comes with a little bit of experience, and obviously comes with a little bit of obviously practice, of course. So if you can't explain why you're in a trade, you shouldn't take it, obviously, all right? Blind following feels unsafe, but again, that's why you guys probably get stopped out. And I say, hey, why are you guys stopped out? Because I'm feeling like you guys don't truly understand the vision or the actual game plan. Oh man, I'm gonna get cut the trade. Well, why? So let's go ahead and now talk about the strategy and the framework. Again, a lot of you guys have been with me for a while. A lot of you guys have a gist and a pretty decent understanding of why I do it. But again, it's never a bad idea to kind of go in the past and kind of just reframe everything. Okay. So let's kind of break it down, right? And even if we have some new people in here or some decently new people in here, it's never bad to start over from scratch. So step one, you guys know that I am a key level volume trend trader. Now, a lot of people say, Will, what's your strategy? What do you do? How do you do it? Okay. I don't, it's not really a name for, there's ICT, the support and resistance. I don't really have a name or a label for my strategy. All I do is identify where buyers and sellers are, make sure I can get the trend down, right? And then follow the trend, right? And that's why I always cut my trading time after 10:30 because it's a perfect example for today. Volume dies out. And a lot of you guys be like, Will, I take a trade, I lose. I take a trade, I lose. I'm like, well, you're probably in consolidation, okay? So the first thing every single one of us should be doing is going on the bigger time frame, right? We should obviously be going on a bigger time frame. Now, when we're on a bigger time frame, all we're doing is just going to stare at it. We're not going to figure out where our key levels are. We're not going to figure out what trend we're in. We're just going to figure, okay, this is the 1 day, 1 year time frame. Okay, every single candlestick represents 1 day of price movement. So this is as of right now. This is today. This was yesterday. day before, and so forth. Okay. And you can see, if we're just looking at the days, look at the days with good price action. Today's good price, like the volume I'm just talking about, right? Good volume, good volume, good volume, bad volume, bad volume, bad volume, bad volume. So look at this. The last week, remember, I feel like a lot of us last week had quite a bit of trouble trading. Why? Well, look, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of really, really bad volume. Really, really bad, just market just didn't go anywhere. Which again, if you go to small time frames, you're going to see why, okay? So if we're just watching this, we know that overall, we're in an uptrend, right? Higher highs, higher lows, we're in an uptrend. And then what happened? We started consolidating. After consolidation, we're taking a dump. Now, is it going to continue dumping? It can. Can it finally find a level of support and try to come back to all-time highs? It can. But again, on this time frame, we're not obviously determining that just yet, okay? All we can see is that we're, as of right now, looking like we're in a downtrend, looking like price is actually selling back off. Okay, and if we want to, I could actually go ahead and put the 200-day moving average in my chart real quick. And I could go, let me put it on here. Give me like 5 seconds, 200, apply. Now, look at this. Now we have the 200-day moving average. We're still trading above the 200-day moving average, but what's pretty cool is look how the 200-day moving average is actually lining up with one of the indicators, lining up with one of the obviously key levels. So there's a chance that the market could come all the way back down to here. Now, this might take a couple weeks, maybe a month. I'm not saying it will because that's a pretty massive drop. That's will be pretty bloody for long-term investors and so forth. But there's a chance that it can drop all the way down there. All right. So cool. We're on the 1 hour time frame. Next, what we're going to do now is we're going to start identifying our key levels, right? We're going to identify, hey, where are the buyers, where are the sellers? And this comes with support and resistance. And before I again continue, how does everybody in here feel comfortable with support and resistance? I know I asked this multiple times, but everybody down below, put a number 1 to 10, 10 being like your me, 10 is your me, 0 is you never traded in your life, okay? Where are you guys at with your identifying your levels of support and identifying your levels of resistance? Okay, everybody down below, put a number. You got an 8, 7, 8, okay? 7, 7. So the majority of you guys understand it pretty well, because if I'm a 10 and you're an 8 or a 7, you guys must understand that. So that's good. That's good. Now, if you're below that, it's fine. It's completely fine. We all have some. I was a 0 at one point. Okay, so we're gonna go and we're gonna go to the 4 hour time frame. Okay, and look at this. Pretty interesting. What is happening? We have actually a lot of data now that the market is giving us just off of this time frame. All right. The first thing that obviously is kind of shooting at me is that the 200-day moving average is kind of acting as a support level. As well, we have this 4 hour trend line that is kind of acting as a support level. So in the back of my mind, I'm going to be like, okay, well, if the market can't close below the 200 or below the trend, what most likely is going to happen tomorrow or next week? The price is going to go all the way back up. So what's something that we should be considerate of? A potential buyers might potentially come back in. Maybe. Now, if price closes below this level, the chances of the market continuing to the downside are pretty high. Okay. So now let's go ahead and just all we're going to do is draw out our key levels, where our buyers and where our sellers are. Now we can use our cheat sheet and use our own algo, which I give you guys away for free. I highly recommend using it. Now, does this key level up here mean anything to me? This is all-time highs. No, it doesn't, because we're all the way right down here. We're all the way over here. So that doesn't mean anything to me. Now, we have a key level right here. Does this key level mean something to me? Yes, it does. Because what is it acting as right now? It was acting as support, and now it's acting as a resistance level. And this is on a higher time frame. So that's something we have to be considerate of. And this is what all of us should be doing before even 8 a.m. when Scarlett hops on in the mornings. All you guys should have this, or your initial game plan, or identifying somewhat of the market before 8 a.m. Now, I know some of us, obviously, depending upon where you guys are located in the States, the time chains or the time zones, it can be kind of hard waking up pretty early. I get it. But again, got to do what you got to do, right? So the next key level, do we have any other key levels that are kind of pointing out to us? Well, yeah, we have a key level right here, right? Now, should I draw it on the 4 hour time frame? Nah, I won't, just because we want to go to a small time frame and make sure that's a true key level. But what I can do is I can highlight over this trend line on the 4 hour, which again, I actually just saw this just now. I'm actually breaking this down, and I just actually identified that while I'm actually explaining this to you guys. Okay, so if we break, this trend line is massive. If we break below it, we're probably going to slip another leg down tomorrow. We might actually have another push to the downside tomorrow. We'll see. All right, so we have nothing else I want to chart. Now, a key level here is too far away. A key level down here is too far away. So let's now go to the 3 hour time frame. Okay, do I even have the 3 hour time frame? No, let's screw it. Sorry, let's go to the 2 hour time frame. Okay, and what do we have now? We zoom in. Cool. This is a strong resistance level. Now, look what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to go ahead and fix this level. Why? Because now, once I'm zooming in, we're actually going to draw that key level on the highest point right here. Okay, so instead of kind of copying the algo, which we could, but I'm not going to, we're going to kind of stray away from that and say, okay, let's just draw that highest point right there. So now we have the 4 hour trend. We have a resistance level. Okay, cool. We have a resistance level, right? Now, it's cool that sometimes we have to actually find it, but you know what? Again, the algo is just giving it to us. Let's go to the next time frame. Do we have anything else we want to draw? No, that's good. That's good. Yeah, we can draw lows here. You know what? That kind of matches up with this trend line. Cool. Let's go ahead and draw that. But again, I am not biased or bearish. All I'm doing is just drawing out my key levels. All right. Next, let's go to now the 1 hour. Zoom in here. What we got? Anything else we want to change? Boom. We can fix this line now. All right. We go ahead and delete it. And now we can draw it at highest point here. And then we can draw it at highest point here. Okay. Now, why did I just do that? Because we want to make sure that if we don't want to make it look like, if I just drew a line right in the middle, that looks kind of confusing, right? We always want to draw levels that are as recent up to date. Sometimes the algo gives us old lines and old levels. So we kind of have to ignore those. All right. So we have obviously pre-market highs right here. We have yesterday highs right here. We have today's lows right here. And we have a median resistance level right there. Now you guys can see as well, this algo, this key level is still technically valid. Now you're going to be like, well, how is this valid? Because this candle, as I'm speaking, is literally tapped into it and liquidity sweeping and trying to shoot back up. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and draw a level right here because look, it's just slicing right through all this price action. Too confusing. If something seems confusing, it probably is. Get rid of it. We want to make our charts look pretty clean and simple. Okay. So awesome. We got that 4 hour trend. We got lows. Now what are we going to do next? Now we're going to go to the 30-minute time frame. Exact same thing. We got anything? No. 15-minute time frame. What do we got? Do we got anything? No. Okay. Now we can go to the 5-minute time frame. Anything change? Nope. Well, yep. Actually, excuse me. We have a resistance level here, and we can have a resistance level here. All right. We just added 2 more levels. All right. Now we can go to the 2-minute and do the same thing. Anything change? Nope. Obviously, we have a tiny little bit of resistance here that's actually being smacked into the 200-day moving average. So it's not bad to have the 200-day moving average at all. And you actually can see, look at this, my trend line and the 200-day moving average, it kind of helps you get a little bit more confirmation. So if the price can close above 25,170, 25,317, the probability of the market kind of doing a little loop-de-loop and coming back up, there's a chance for that, okay? So now what am I going to do? We have our key levels. Now we have to start forming our game plan. Drawing our key levels is not a game plan. We're just drawing our levels. There's no game plan in that. Now we actually have to build our game plan. So by building our game plan, we have to say, okay, what's the trend right now? That's the first question we have to ask ourselves. What is the trend? Well, as of right now, neutral, consolidation. There is no trend as of right now. We're not in an uptrend. We're not in a downtrend. Now, if we want to look to on a farther time frame, we are in a downtrend, right? But in a smaller time frame, there's no trend. There's nothing happening. Cool. So if there's no trend, we have to say, okay, what needs to happen for an uptrend to form? What needs to happen for a downtrend to form? That's why when we live trade in the morning, I say, hey guys, if this happens, I'm bullish. If that happens, I'm bearish. Because I can't tell you before it happens. I don't know if the market's going to go up or go down until it gives me information to then obviously make a decision off of. So for me to go on a smaller time frame, here's the 1 minute. I don't know. Now, on a 1 minute time frame, we're looking bullish because now we're actually having our key levels and we're looking bullish. Now, we can see on the 1 minute time frame, we're making those higher highs and higher lows. So then this is going to give me some context. If we can get some volume in here, close above this level, retrace back down, and continue, I will be comfortable taking that position. Okay, so let's say we go ahead and take that position. Let's just imagine we're in the trade right now. Now, where should our take profits be? All right. Now, take profits and key levels are the same, but not the same. And bear with me when I try to explain this to you guys. Okay. So, if let's just say, for example purposes, we're in the trade right here. We're in longs right now. Just preparing prices right now. So, technically, the next major key level is right here. That's the next major key level. Now, if you're trying to swing this or hold this for a few hours and our bias is correct, this can be our take profit all the way up here. But that's not how I trade. That's not my strategy. That's not what I do. Now, does that mean that you shouldn't do that? Oh, well, Will, if you don't do that, I'm not going to do that. Well, if your goal and you're like, you know what, I would want to hold this trade longer. I want to see if we can go and hit TP here. Expect to be in the trade for at least 3 to 6 hours. Okay? I can't do that. Now, if you're going to be in a trade for 3 to 6 hours, there's a few things you have to change. You have to change your position sizing. You have to have a lot wider stop losses because you're having wider take profits. Okay? Now, let's just say, screw that. No, I don't want to hold all the way up there. All right, cool. We don't want to hold to that next major key level. So if we're in long here, where should we target our take profits? Well, again, now we're going to target our take profits at smaller 1 minute support and resistance levels. So a 1 minute support and resistance level, right, is right here. The next one's where? Right here. The next one's where? Right here. The next one's where? Right there. So all of these aren't going to be key levels to take a trade off of. They're going to be levels where there could potentially be take profits. Okay. So then if we're, for example, we're long here, right, we can target here, 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 and here for take profit. Now, let's say you're still like, Will, I don't want to hold the trade all the way up there. I just can't. Emotionally, you might not have enough drawdown. You might be in an intraday trailing drawdown. You just can't hold the trade that long. Okay, where's the next logical place to get our take profit on? Well, if we just move on over, it would be right here. And ooh, interesting. Why would it be right here? The 200-day moving average is right here. And this is the next what? Support, resistance level. So this probably is going to be the most closest take profit we can if volume hits that. Okay, so then we have take profit 1, take profit 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Okay, and so see how I just formulated a whole game plan. Now, again, it takes practice to be able to do that very quickly. That's where practice comes into. Don't expect to what I do every single day. Don't expect to master that in a handful of months. Okay? Again, just to give me a I've been doing this for 7 years. Okay? So expect to have to put in the time, sit in front of your computer, sit on your hands, watch the price action, talk to yourself. You guys aren't going to get better if you just show up to the lessons and you just show up to the lives and then hope you're going to become profitable. You have to show up to the live, show up to the lessons, and then practice your butt off on your own time. Watch the videos. Watch the recordings. Okay? So, hold on. I'm getting a call real quick. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. Okay. Hold on. Give me a second. My sister's actually just calling me right now, and I'm like, I'm in a lesson right now. Okay. Do
you want to take the call?
No, you're good. No, you're good. I just texted her. All right, cool. No, we're good. Thank you, Scarlett. So next is obviously, so see how we formulated that game plan, right? We're good. That's the game plan we have to formulate. Now, let's say that never happens. Let's say we start selling off. Well, then this whole game plan that I just created is invalidated. It doesn't make sense. Okay? So now let's go ahead and delete everything. Cool. When would it be reasonable to look for a short opportunity? 5-star, you're fine, bro. It's recorded so you can rewatch it in the past. Okay. Well, the most logical thing is 1, trading below the VWAP, right? 2, breaking a key level, okay, which is right here. Boom. Okay. And then obviously having other key levels. So if we close below this, where can I target the levels? I can target the levels here or here. So now I formulated a game plan just like that. So you guys understand how it's all making sense, right? We have to make the game plan. You have to wait for the game plan to happen, and you have to then stick to your rules. And now I'm going to talk about kind of stop losses. Okay, stop losses are very important, and then position sizing and all that good stuff. Okay, hold on, give me a second. All right, there you go. So, any questions so far? Are we good? Everything making sense? We good? Okay, cool. So now let's say we're in long here. Let's go back to our original example. We're in long right here. Where can we put our stop loss? Well, our stop loss has to be at the next key level on the downside. So if we can visually imagine the market's right here, right? Let's just say this candle's up here. Well, we can see that this is a 1 minute miniature support level. So we can obviously say, let's pretend price is right here. If price closes below this level, we're stopped out of the trade. So look how tight our stop is to potentially our take profits. Now, if we wanted to go short, right here, let's say it's right here. Where should our logical take profit be, or stop loss be? Well, it can be right here, or let me put it right here. Now, why would my stop loss be right here? Because that's the most realistic resistance level. So a price then comes back above this. What are the chances of it continuing? Pretty high. So I'm always putting my stop losses, my take profits, my entries, everything around key levels. And you're like, why is it so important? Because that's literally where volume steps into. That's literally where it tells you where buyers and sellers are at. It gives you the information if you just know how to look for it. Okay? And that just comes with practice and time management. Okay? So again, that's all we do. Formulate your game plan. Before you take a trade, if you don't have your key level set, if you don't know the trend direction, if you don't know where your stop loss is, if you don't know where your take profit is, don't even think about hitting buy or sell. Okay? I know probably some of us in here, it happened to me too. I took a trade and I didn't even have a game plan. Okay? Have to have a game plan, or you're not trading, you're gambling. Okay? And what I used to do too is like when I just traded without a game plan, I was like, man, I just gambled. That is not what I need to do. I'm not a gambler. Okay? We're traders. It is very easy. There's a fine line from gambling to trading. It's crazy. There's a very, very fine line to it. Okay? Because the second you start taking trades and guessing and not knowing what you're doing, that becomes gambling, because the definition of gambling is guessing. Okay? Now, if you have an edge and you understand why you're making every single decision and you're profitable, that's not gambling. That's your edge. That's your win rate. That's your overall profitability. Okay? So, cool. Is that everything making sense? And again, that's all I do. So start watching the market. Start really taking notes. Start being obsessed. I know every single one of us in here are obsessed with the charts. I get it. Now it's actually put it into action and practice. Okay, I highly recommend. If you take one really, really good trade up $300 and I'm still trading, you're like, I still want to trade with Will. Throw away your prop firm account in the back, open up a paper trading account, and take trades with me with paper trading. Then you're like, oh damn, Will just smacked on a banger. I wish I traded on my prop firm. I traded on paper. Who cares? What are you focusing back again on? The money, right? Our goal isn't the money here. It's long term, but the initial short term goal is to become profitable, not to make money. It's profitability, okay? Now, profitability equals money, obviously, right? If you become profitable, you make money. If you're not profitable, you don't make money. So it's pretty obviously coexist with each other, all right? So that's it for me, okay? I hope that kind of sunk in, kind of made sense. Okay, I'll give you guys tomorrow's lesson to Friday. So tomorrow, all I'm going to be doing tomorrow in the lesson is just be going over example over example over example. So on Friday's lesson, we're going to go over Friday's price action, Thursdays, Wednesdays, Tuesdays, and Mondays. And we're going to be going over every single thing that looks good, the examples that you should and shouldn't be taking, and all that good stuff. So that's going to be in tomorrow's lesson. And then after that, you guys will be going into the weekend with hopefully your heads up high and profitable, and or at least green on the week, okay? But other than that, any other questions, comments, or concerns? Are we good? Scarlett, anything else you want to mention to the team before we wrap things up here?
Good. I'm here for you guys. If anybody needs anything, feel free to DM me. We're in it together. I'm so grateful for all of you. Will, you obviously know I'm super grateful for you. And
I love that video you sent, by the way, that surfing video. I watched it like
Isn't it
5 times. Yeah, I was, and then the mentors like face plants in the water. That was so funny. That was I
The
like
guy
that.
grabbing onto the surfer.
Yeah.
I know.
That was a cute video. I liked it. I was like, damn. But I got you guys. I hope, and I know every single one. If we just stay and we put in the time, we put in the work, and we follow our rules. That's the main thing. Following our rules, I promise every single one of you guys can make it. We've already had multiple students already getting really close to profitability, right? Brent 707. I can name at least another 7 more people. They're getting it. Right now, you guys can do the exact same thing as me. You guys can do better than me. You can do better than him, better than them. But do not compare yourself to us or anybody else. Matter of fact, don't compare anybody to yourself other than yourself. Okay, because if you start comparing P&Ls, successes, or whatever to other people, you're just going to dig yourself in a hole, and you're going to want, and it's going to be very, very miserable. My goodness, he already hit a payout and he only been doing this for 2 months. My goodness, we'll hit 10K and I lost and blew my account today. My goodness, if you start comparing yourself to us, it's going to suck. Now, it's awesome to get motivated and be inspired by other people's successes, but don't compare yourself. If you compare yourself, it's going to make you guys want to replicate it, and then you're going to fail just as fast, okay? Anyways, that's it for me. Have a beautiful rest of you guys this Thursday night. I'll see every single one of you guys mañana, tomorrow morning, and let's finish the week out on a green note. You guys are awesome. I'll post this recording in the next hour or so. Anyways, peace out, team. Much love, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace, peace, peace.